Let's Go is based on the MAT method. And this was developed in my own classroom. And when I started it 20 years ago, a little bit more maybe, it was all classroom experience, but now it is being backed up by academic research. So now it has names to it. But MAT stands for, M stands for model. So modeling is very important, not the fashion model, but how you model a new sentence is very, very important. And this is called process-focused learning technique. And they found that the way you introduce something, the new sentence, the new words, reflects on how much they learn it later. So I will demonstrate this a little bit later. A is for action. Action activates the right side of your brain. Did you know that you're using two sides of your brain when you do things? Okay. And I found that putting an action to everything that we do helps our children learn very well. So every time we do something, I try to do some kind of action with it, and I found that if the child does the action 100% of the time, he remembers 100% of the time. If he does it 50% of the time, he remembers only 50%. If he does it sometimes, then he remembers only sometimes. And the rest of the time he forgets. So, using action activates the right side of the brain, and it helps what I call the 3 R's. The 3 R's are remember, recall, and retain. So you have a class and you say, okay, everybody, today we have finished our class and we're ready to go home. What did we do today? And they don't remember. And then next time you have class and he says, okay, before we go on to our new lesson, let's review. What did we do last time? Last time? They can't recall anything. And then after 3 years, you say, okay, now you have been learning English for 3 years. Let's do something that we did long time ago. And they'll go, what? They can't retain anything. So our remember, recall, and retain is very, very important and linked to the A part, the action and the remembering, the right brain. Now, T is talk. It activates the left side of the brain, and we talk with the left side of our brain. And it affects long-term memory. Remember, I said, if we use the language, if we use it as we are speaking, we remember it better. Not repeating, not memorizing. Do you have your students memorize? Do you have your students repeat after you all the time? Then they're not going to remember it. So they have to use the language between themselves. Okay, so if they use the language, that seals their knowledge and they have long-term memory. So MAT is the only one that uses both sides of the brain at the same time. So another thing is when we get our students to learn something, they have to really speak a lot in class, because once they are outside of the classroom, they speak Korean, right? So how much time do you give your students to speak in class? Okay, the students should be speaking 80% of class time. Do they speak 80%? 100%? 50%? 20%? Okay, how much time do you speak in class? 100%? 80%? Okay, you are working too hard. Okay, don't talk so much. Let your students talk and work and remember what they are doing. So, in order for our students to be speaking 80% of the time, we have our students do a special drill. Do you drill? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? It's too long. Our drills are 6 seconds. Okay, how many times can you drill in 1 minute on a 6-second drill? 10 times in 1 minute, right? So our drills are very, very quick. Why? Because the attention span of children is short, isn't it? But if we do very short ones many, many times, they remember better. This is called time on task technique. And what happens is that it has been proven that the more you practice, the better you get. And we know that. But teachers don't give them that practice time. So I'll show you how to do that later. So the more drills that we have, the better pronunciation your students will have, better intonation. They will sound more natural. So let's go have the students do question and answer with each other, not with the teacher. So you have to remember this. But is it difficult to teach the question form? Yes? Is it? No? With the MAP method, it's the easiest, and I'll show you how. But before we do, let's take a look at the third edition. This is what it looks like now. It has more vocabulary. Korean teachers wanted more vocabulary, so in Let's Learn and Let's Learn Some More, we have more vocabulary in each one. And now we have a lot more up-to-date vocabulary. In Japan, when I show them a cassette tape recorder or a cassette tape, they say, "What is that?" They don't know what it is anymore. They know CDs and MD players and things like that, but what's a cassette, you know? So, yeah, a long time ago we had record players. So now we have all these other things. And of course it's more colorful. And we have the familiar characters and everything, and we also have the cats. Okay? Do you remember the cats' names? Which one is Sam? And which one is Ginger? The orange one. Did you know that the cats are based on real cats? So, this is my cat, Ko. And this is my cat, Ivy. And she is supposed to be Ginger. The color is a little bit different. Do you like cats? How many of you like cats? Yes. How many of you don't like cats? Uh-oh, that's terrible. So everybody in my presentation, they always love cats, okay? Do you like cats? Yes, very good. Good, yeah, I'm glad you do. But I know that some of you think, well, why isn't there a dog in there? I couldn't put both cats and dogs in there, but I just want to show you my dog. Okay, just in case you think I don't like dogs. Okay, I like dogs and cats and birds and